Welcome back. We're Fran and Jack, a British couple that have just quit our corporate jobs in London in search of a simpler life on the water. In this episode, we've been invited to sail aboard the magnificent British tall ship Johanna Lucretia, the 96-foot topsail schooner built in 1945. But first, we've got to get to her home port in Plymouth by sailing our much smaller boat, Calidris Alba, 160 miles west from Itchenor in the Chichester Harbour. We were chasing a bit of maritime history in what turned out to be a very challenging sail in the prevailing southwesterly winds. This passage isn't just another stretch of water for us, it marks the true beginning of our sailing adventure aboard Calidris Alba. From Plymouth, we will continue west, on to Falmouth, our jumping off point before we cross the infamous Bay of Biscay. Beyond that horizon lies northern Spain. New coastlines, new culture, tapas, and our next sailing challenge. Let's take you with us.
A bit of a frustrating day, to be honest. We were hoping that today might be finally the day where we were able to head off on our trip to the southwest, leaving Itchenor behind for the final time, which we were very sad to be doing, but it felt like we'd been here over the summer and enjoyed the nice weather, and it was now time to be setting off on our trip. So we had provisionally penciled in today as a bit of a date when we'd be leaving. We had some friends visiting over the weekend, so we wanted to be here for that, but then today was going to be the day. Apart from, we have been stopped in our tracks by forecast 50 knots, 50 knot wind gusts, which is just not what you want to be out in at all, so we're kind of stuck. For now we are stuck on our buoy still, waiting for the weather to change, which it may or may not be in the next couple of days. We'll see. We'll see if we're able to work out a plan of action to get ourselves down to Devon and Cornwall over the next few days.
I think we might be leaving Itchenor in the Chichester Harbour for the last time. We waited out a storm yesterday, so we're really pleased that we were here because it's pretty sheltered, but we said we're going to sail around the world, and the only way we're going to be able to do that is if we actually leave our familiar territory. So it feels, slightly
crazy. 2 months,
crazy.
almost exactly
Yeah,
we've been here.
Exactly, and we've just loved it here so much. Definitely spent more time here than we thought, because it's just been like a really, really great place to practice, get to know the boat, like just iron out any tweaks and things that just needed a bit of work, and just get used to living on board. So we're heading southwest. We're going to, hopefully, to Salcombe in Devon, which has been highly recommended to us as a sailor's mecca. So let's see. It's going to be pretty windy. It's a big passage out there, and we thought about breaking it up, but we might end up breaking it up. We're going to leave it fluid. We've got a plan B if we need to just dive in and we've had enough. We're going to go and set the milo to 0 so we can track our worldly miles from when we left on our trip.
Leaving Itchenor for the last time, hopefully. Anyway, that's been our buoy for the last 2 months. But it's time to get out of here. And what a lovely morning to leave as well. Itchenor living up to its reputation for the last 2 months of being a really nice place for us to be. What a nice sunrise to see us off.
So we have had a really tough day actually today. We just getting absolutely battered by the waves, which were absolutely ginormous, biggest waves we've ever seen, and just on the south side of the Isle of Wight. Probably more than was forecast, but I think we'd been so focused on looking for a weather window for the wind and the direction and where we thought we could get to, we hadn't really looked at enough detail in the wave forecast, so it was just something else. I think like Jack and I could have probably kept going, but it just didn't feel, it felt like we were unnecessarily putting way too much pressure on the boat. We were just pushing her way too hard, and I've got some footage of the waves, so I'll put them in, but I'm not sure if you'll even be able to see how big they were. Like the forecast, retrospectively, we looked on windy and it said at least 3 meters. Honestly, the way we were bouncing up and down, it felt like 3, if not 3.5. So we just needed a complete break and change of tack, quite literally. So we ended up just turning around full 180 and heading back round the Isle of Wight, doing a bit of downwind sailing, giving the boat a break, turning the engine off. And yeah, just kind of surfing the waves down rather than trying to smash into them. Like the waves were just breaking, like so many of them in the cockpit. We almost flooded the cockpit at one point. So we went round, and now we are probably about 30 minutes out from Newtown River, which has actually been on our list of places we wanted to go this whole summer. So slightly ironic that we're going there under these circumstances, but I'm hoping that that is going to be a nice, safe refuge for us this evening. We need to just regroup.
Disappointing, but we had to change plan. It wasn't the right thing to do, so we'll find another day to head down to the southwest, and then we'll just kind of hunker down and regroup for this evening.
Yeah, that was just immense, but it's okay, we're fine, the boat is fine, we came up with our new plan, and hopefully we'll just get into Newtown River, pick up a buoy, and then we can actually relax.
So, a bit of a frustrating day today, unfortunately. We made it into Newtown River last night after our kind of aborted attempt at heading round the south of the Isle of Wight. So we're just sitting it out here really. It's very breezy outside. We definitely made the right decision. Today is not a day when you want to be out there trying to get anywhere, particularly in a southwesterly direction, because the wind's coming through pretty strong even here in the protected river that we're in. So it's just a bit of a day of jobs on the boat really. All the exciting things, all the glamorous side of living on a boat. Fran's beavering away at the living room table, doing a few things on the iPad as we've managed to find a place that has internet, which is a bit of a luxury for us. And I'm doing the even more glamorous job of cleaning the oven. I think it's going to be very satisfying. It's going to come up quite nicely, but not really what we wanted to be doing today, unfortunately. We were hoping to be able to get down closer to Plymouth, which is where we're headed for this weekend. But yeah, it's one of those things, just kind of all part of living on a boat and being beholden to the weather. And there's quite a few other people here who have had the same idea, I think, to kind of sit out the storm here. So we're on one of the nice mooring buoys. There's a boat out there at anchor. But yeah, it's a lovely nature reserve, and there's so many birds, and we've heard there's seals sometimes that pop up. But yeah, it's a bit of a grey day today, so I don't think we're quite seeing it in its best light, but it's a stunning place. That is a job well done.
I can't believe it.
We can see what we're cooking now.
I actually can't believe that. You've done so well. I don't think we should use it anymore. Just need to look at it.
We spent 2 days at Newtown Creek waiting out the storm, and unfortunately the winds were too strong for us to even launch our dinghy and go ashore. But on the third day, the winds had died down enough for us to set sails for Plymouth.
So we are leaving Newtown Creek behind. Slightly early start, it's about 8:30. We're leaving to hopefully, if we've got our calculations right, time the tides at the Needles Channel while we're heading out, probably in the North Channel for people that are familiar with the Needles, rather than straight to the Needle Channel itself, just because the wind is a little bit stronger than we might like. Hopefully, fingers crossed this time, we will make it a little bit further west, hoping to head down to Portland and then ultimately Plymouth.
I think we're pleased to be on the move again.
We are making, I would say, steady progress. We're having to make quite a lot of tacks because we're heading southwest in a southwesterly wind. So that's not made things too easy, but yeah, it's been good. It was a smooth passage out of the Needles, and then we've been going for a good few hours since then now, heading towards Studland and then Portland Bill. Pretty quiet out here, not really very many people. A few boats that have passed us, but far fewer than you would normally expect to be out here in this busy bay around Poole and the Isle of Wight. And yeah, just been reading our books and relaxing, sitting back and letting Callie do the work. We're expecting a little bit of a die down in the wind later, possibly. The forecast seems to think that the wind's going to go a bit more southerly and then become much lighter, so that might calm down the seas as well, which would be nice. We'll see if that materialises or not later on. So a few hours later than the last video, still carrying on, not making much progress, and so I don't know whether you'll be able to hear me or the engine in the background, but we've had to motor for a little bit. We've come round the corner past Studland Bay, and the tide has now turned against us. We've had the tide nicely behind us the whole way from the Needles, but now it's against us, so that makes it very difficult to tack up and down against this southwesterly wind. So we've had to motor sail a little bit, pick the sail up to try and keep some of our stability, otherwise the rolling is just unbearable. And it maybe is giving us a little bit of a boost, but yeah, the engine is definitely on now and giving us a bit of a push that we definitely need. Waves still bouncing up and down on the bow, water rushing down the deck, so same old thing really. It's 2:30. We're in the middle of doing our different watches. We do just over 1 hour on, 1 hour off. Go down and have a little nap whilst the other person stays up and keeps watch. As we're going along, we're pretty much in the middle of Lyme Bay, in between Portland Bill and well, Salcombe and Brixham, those sorts of places. It's very busy because there are loads of fishing boats, some of which only intermittently have their AIS turned on. So you have to keep a bit of a sharp lookout to make sure that you can see where everything is. And obviously you don't want to be getting too close to a fishing boat if you can avoid it, with their nets and stuff. So yeah, that keeps it interesting, but it's just time for the change of shift. Fran's going to come up and take over so I can go down and have an hour-long nap. So yeah, that'll be very nice. Coming up to 7 AM now. We've been getting through the night. Fran's down and getting some sleep at the moment. I'm just up here on watch as the sun's rising. It's getting a little bit brighter. Makes it that little bit easier to see what's going on. We had a few dolphins jumping about, which is nice to have some company. All going good, so we're just about to round or to go past start point. Once we've done that, then we'll be doing our last turn, heading sort of in a northwesterly direction towards Plymouth. I mean, at the moment, the Navionics says we're going to get there at something like 2 o'clock, which would be nice. Gets us in nice and early so we can find our place in the marina and probably get a little bit of rest once we arrive as well.
So I've just taken over the morning watch from Jack and come up, and it is the most stunning morning. I think we've had sailing in such a long time. Like, not really a cloud in the sky, apart from the ones behind, but in front, pure blue. And it's just absolutely beautiful. It feels so good to feel the sun on your face. We've just had so many days of overcast.
It's currently 10:30. We've gone round start point, and we're heading towards Plymouth. It's really sunny, the wind's really dropped, so we were struggling a little bit with the light winds to get the sails set right, but so we just head sail out at the moment, and yeah, hoping that it will be another 2 or 3 hours and then we'll be heading into Plymouth. So we've got to do a quick refresher on what we need to know to get in there. We've got a marina already booked, so we're going to be heading straight to there, Plymouth Yacht Haven. But yeah, just excited to finally get there now.
And we're in Plymouth Yacht Haven, and it's all very, very tranquil and lovely. So calm.
I feel like we shouldn't be talking.
No, a lovely boy came and caught a line for us, and we're in Devon, which, as Jack rightfully said, is probably the furthest this boat has been in a very long time. So we're really pleased we're on such a lovely passage.
Yeah, it's been great. It was a long way, but it's so worth it now that we're here.
Yeah, really, really worth it, and great to have just done like a few more night hours for us.
Yeah, a lot more night hours. Yeah.
Another long passage, and yeah, a bit more practice. We had both the head sails out just for the last couple of hours, so we were sailing as a true cutter rig, which was really cool.
Yeah, first time for that as well.
Yeah, exactly.
First time for a few things. It's good to get these long trips. You get a chance to
play
about with a few things and work more things out on Cali. So yeah, it was a really good trip.
And now we're going to go to the showers, because I haven't had a shower in 4 or 5 days, which is pretty gross.
Not
nice.
nice.
Smell. You had a Cali shower, so
yeah.
you're not too bad, but we're feeling very salty from all the spray. So we're going to go have a shower, have a bit of a nap, and then go out and have a little look around Plymouth, I think.
We had a fantastic day in rainy Plymouth on board the Johanna Lucretia, sailing in and around the Plymouth Sound, Drake's Island and the River Tamar. Jack and I have never been on board a tail ship before and loved every minute. Hoisting the sails was quite a different experience and much more physical than hoisting on Calidris Alba. If you made it this far, thank you for watching our video. We're loving making them for YouTube, and it really helps us if you could subscribe to our channel and let us know what you thought of it in the comments. See you next time, and welcome to the Calidris Crew.